Thanks, first of all, thank you for the invitation, for having me here, and thank you all for being at this presentation. So, I come from Canada, from Calgary, specifically. Oh, now we have more technical issues. Anyway, we're going to do it like this. Okay. So, from Canada, I was saying, precisely from Calgary. I don't know if you're familiar with Calgary. Calgary is a city located in Western Canada, and it's a booming city. It's a city that has seen so much growth recently, mainly because of the oil and gas industry. If you don't know what happened there, so we hosted the Olympic Games back in '88, and probably you know it better because we are very close to the Rocky Mountains, which they're amazing, beautiful. Now, to the institution that I represent SAIT Polytechnic. We're an institution that, well, here are some fast facts about our institution, but basically we're known because we deliver practical education and hands-on training, and we work very closely with the industry and employers, so when the graduates come out of school, so they are ready to enter the workforce. Okay, so let's move on to the main topic here. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we did in our digital signage system. This is a little bit of a different topic that what we've been hearing for these couple of days, because I'm not in the marketing aspect of digital signage. We just use digital signage to inform our students or engage our community. The staff and the instructors and our visitors and our supporters. So before I started working at SAIT, so there was a vision already in place. Why did the institution want a digital signage? Well, basically because they want to promote the awareness of programming, which courses are given at SAIT, the recognition of successes. I mean, what is SAIT doing? I mean, let the people know what are we doing to help build a sense of community, perception. I mean, make SAIT look as a high-tech and dynamic institution, and of course, in case of an emergency, should happen around campus, so we should be prepared and deliver notifications on that particular issue. And tied up with our strategic planning, so we had a goal in mind, an objective, and it's to enhance learning satisfaction, enhance employee engagement, institutional positioning, and enhance safety and security on campus. So people will feel safe about attending SAIT. And this, I don't know honestly how the digital signage, I mean, what is the impact here in Europe or in Germany in particular when it comes to campus and universities or colleges. But over there, for some reason, and basically because of what happens in the States, an emergency plan is very, very important to have in place because, you know, sad to say, but I mean, sometimes shootings happen in school, so, unfortunately. So we had a plan to start our digital signage network. And yesterday somebody mentioned that the plan is the most important part before rolling out a system. And I cannot say it any different. I mean, having a plan in place is critical in order to have a successful digital signage system in place. So what we did, so we started by doing a best practice research. So we went all over several institutions around Canada that already had digital signage in place, and also in the US. We went to Baltimore, went to some institutions in San Francisco, and some other places. We find in some occasions we found that they were doing according to us, they were doing the right things. In other occasions, we thought, well, probably we can improve on that. Then we drafted a model, how our digital signage system would look like, what issues should it address. Of course, then we went to stakeholder feedback. So the model went to our stakeholders, and with their feedback, so we came up with a final model. Of course, after that, we issued a request for proposal to select a vendor and a supplier. We procured the equipment, then with the training, the layout, definition of the screens, everything that has to do with the presentation of the content came into place. We installed the system, tested, promoted, and launched it. And then it was the part of evaluation, which is a modular plan that I want to part of this presentation that I want to talk to you about later. In our best practice research, so this is what we wanted to see from other institutions, what they were doing, basically what they were doing about content. I mean, what were their priorities, the screen design and frequency. For us, we noticed that a segmented screen, like a zone layout, didn't work because people, our population basically is moving. They are moving all over. I mean, they're going from one classroom to the next classroom, or they're just going to the cafeteria or whatever. So they cannot stay and watch a segmented screen for many pieces of information. So basically, a billboard approach worked best for us. We saw it at several other institutions, and not institutions, but retail places as well. That's the approach they're taking, and it seems to be working. Technical, I mean, network considerations, equipment, plasma versus LCD. At the time we started the digital signage system a while ago, this is going for almost 4 years now, LCD technology on a bigger format was fairly expensive, so we decided to start a system with plasmas. Now it's different. All the new monitors that we're having installed are LCDs. Operational, those italics means I didn't have anything to do with that because I wasn't even hired yet, so I wasn't part of that. I didn't hire myself. And the rest you can see, the other considerations we went through on our best practices research. And it seemed to work. So this is a comment from Jeff Collard. I don't know if you're familiar with the Omnivex system. It's one of the most common used digital signage software in the world, along probably with Scala or Harris or Capital Network. So there we have Omnivex. Another thing, another basic factor to consider on when you're trying to implement a digital signage network is your stakeholders. Keep close. I mean, I cannot emphasize this enough. I mean, these are the people that will make your digital signage successful or not. I mean, for instance, an executive, identify a champion, and the higher in the organization's hierarchy that person is, it's the best. Because that way, if something is not working the way it should be, let's say from IT, an activation port isn't ready, or there's no network availability, or from facilities management, the board is not set to hang on a screen, so just a phone call from an executive or from the VP, in this case, in our case, would fix everything. So it's something to keep in mind. And keep everybody of your stakeholders informed. It's very, very important because these are the people that actually will back you up on your project. Target audiences at SAIT, of course, being an educational facility, this is our target audience. Students is the first audience that we need to attend to, then staff, and then supporters and visitors. We decided to brand our system, call it Saitview, of course. SAIT stands for Southern Alberta Institute of Technology, so it's kind of a play in the name. And we decided to add a tagline, Inform, Celebrate, Connect, because we want to inform the community, celebrate with our community our successes, and connect, build that sense of community that we're trying to achieve. Rollout, okay. So this is important. Why? Because if we go back, when we talk about our best practice or research, we're thinking about, well, who will own the project? Who will own the digital signage system? And we found that corporate communications, in our case, should own the system. Why? Because all the information flows through us, flows through our department. In some institutions, we found that the digital signage system was hosted inside the IT department or marketing, but marketing usually talks externally. In our case, digital signage talks internally to our audience. So it's not the right place to host it, right? That's what we found. That way, we ensure representation on all SAIT campuses as well, because we have the budget and the power to install the network. So we have 3 different campuses around Calgary. So we actually installed monitors on all of the 3 campuses. Right now, if you wonder, so we have 33 installations, 33 locations around campus. And that's the way we rate our prospects, by traffic, visibility, security, cost, and architectural integrity. We started on a phase approach. So this is a picture of our phase 1. It's in the Aero Center. It's a facility that trains people for the aeronautical industry. And then on our phase 2, so we cover more traffic areas. Here you see a picture of the food court. So this particular screen is located by the till, so when people are standing in line, so they get their message right up on top of them. Phase 3, so basically it's now departments and schools. So in this case, it's no longer a corporate communications responsibility. We don't have the budget to fit every school or every department with digital signage. So that now it's, even though they tie to our network, so their message is mostly theirs, but we still control it. I still control it in my department. This is what I was telling you just before. Why did we decide to own the system? Because every information comes through us, because in corporate communications, we have an events planning department. We have a public relations specialist. We have internal communications. We have the person that creates speeches for the president and the VPs. So every piece of information that needs to be addressed to the SAIT community flows through us. And of course, the contributors network, these are people that actually send the message through us, so I make sure that that's the right kind of message that should go on Saitview, and then we post on our screens. Another reason why this centralized model or paradigm is because it's more cost effective, because we have already infrastructure, our servers, our network, our VLANs, everything now we have, so all they have to do is tied up into our network. And it seems to be working fine. And that way we also provide equal representation. For instance, let's say a department wants to post, I don't know how many messages a month, 30 messages a month, and the other department only provides 2. Okay, we have to balance that, so we don't want to be perceived as only, I don't know, a school of construction. But we have several other schools, school of construction, school of business, the school of transportation. And this is why you should check your content. This is an actual submission that was sent to me from the Students Association. Of course, I didn't allow this kind of message, because basically they're saying that even though I agree, because I'm not happy with the parking situation and campus, well, it's not the right message. I mean, some flicking of a finger to somebody is not correct, I think. So this message, so that's why we need to police a little bit the content that we received, right? So this is basically how our screens look like. And most of you know this, that are involved already in digital signage. This is the approach we took, billboard approach. I mean, big, bold text. Why? Because sometimes you have a flowing traffic, and people only have at the most 11 seconds to look at your message. So you have to put text, bold text, a punchline that actually people can see, watch, and get the message. The rest, well, probably in the next screen they will catch, because as we said, we have 33, so chances are people walking from one place to another will get the message on the next one as well. 15 words average. For billboards, actually, they say 7 words is enough. So you should be able to send your message in 7 words. So 15 words, I think it's more than enough. Clear and effective. Include a call to action. This is very important. Okay, this is the message. Now what? I mean, refer them to a website. Refer them. Give them a phone number. Tell them where to go. This is very important. Otherwise, it doesn't work. You want to influence behavior on your digital signage. Layout consideration. Again, things that most of us know. It has to be readable, legible, concise, with enough contrast so people can see it from a distance. A simple image that relates to the message, and maintain a familiar look. For instance, something I want to tell you. Recently I attended a seminar, and it was from a hospital down in the States. And these people were very, very happy that anyone in the hospital or in the offices could manage digital signage. So the person in reception can post a message. The person in another area can post a message. Yes, that's great. But you should see the amount of text they had on the screen. You can hardly read, and then you should see the color combinations they were using. It was honestly terrible. So I think somebody has to manage that.